guys, it's Jacqueline and welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4, and today I'm building a modern apartment for a family. And basically the idea behind this was that, well, first of all, I wanted to build in this apartment. There's a reason for that, I'll get to it later, but I just was thinking about family builds that I've done in the past, and I realized that I don't ever do family or builds for families that are more modern. They always tend to be on the traditional side if I want it to be a loving family, quote unquote. A type of really close family. I mean, I guess with more problematic families where it's oh, the parents don't really care or whatever, then I maybe am more okay with doing a modern style, but I really just wanted to do one where it still felt really warm and homey and family-like, I guess, but it was more modern. So that is what we're doing today. And then also I'm building in this apartment because first of all, I have to fill it up for my save file. Second, I really wanted to build in the arts district, I think it's called, or it's the arts quarter in San Myshuno. And third, this apartment, I have a deep connection to it because it's the first YouTube video of The Sims that I ever watched was a Let's Play, and they were doing it in this apartment. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's just what I think about whenever I think about this apartment. So I really wanted to build here because I never have. I don't know, partially it's because of the tall wall height. Actually, it technically has the medium wall height, but they're all the same to me. But I just hate building on the taller wall heights because it's just no fun, because you can't really fill out the walls the same way that you can with shorter wall heights. And then also it's an apartment, honestly the window placement is not great, and also that probably has something to do with the fact that I suck at floor planning. So you can probably tell here I did not really use the windows to the best of my abilities, but I tried. I think it still looks nice, but certain areas have a lot of windows, whereas other areas maybe definitely need some, but it's okay. But either way, so yeah, I have not built here before, but I was really excited to try it out, and I actually think this turned out pretty nice. So yeah, how are you guys doing? I'm okay. I had my, you may or may not know, my whole scheduling conflict for my school schedule. It's been not resolved, but the whole thing is over. Basically there was an ad lottery thing if you want to add a period, so I couldn't get journalism because the whole class was filled up already, so I'll just have 6 periods this year, which I kind of feel guilty about it because I would rather take 7, but it's fine. So yeah, that's that pretty much. I wish I could take journalism though, because that would be a fun class, and I really I'm interested in writing a lot. I don't know how much journalism would suit me because you have to do a decent amount of interviews and stuff, and honestly, interviewing maybe not my thing necessarily, but you never know until you try, right? So we'll see. I mean, we won't see because I can't take it this year, but maybe next year. But anyway, yeah, that's that. But other than that, I've not been doing too well lately, to be honest, and I don't know, that sounds not great. I just been really tired and pretty out of it, which is part of the reason I wanted to do an apartment. I know that's quite a jump and you probably don't get the correlation there, but building is kind of my therapy. It's just really restorative and relaxing and stuff. So I really just wanted to build something and not think about it too much, which I feel when you're building a house, you have to put a lot more thought into everything, the exterior, and making it look good and stuff. But just an apartment. It's a nice simple little thing you could do generally pretty fast, so I was excited to do one, and I did one, and that's basically that. But anyway, I'm sorry that I don't really have a lot of energy in this voiceover. I know that I already said I'm feeling a bit out of it, but yeah, just been really tired lately, so that's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, I'll talk about the build now. So right here, I did basically the entire kitchen area, and I really, like I said at the beginning of the video, I just really wanted to experiment a lot with the more modern items in the game, especially a lot of the pattern stuff with the new Moschino stuff coming out recently. I wanted to kind of get used to using those items more, because otherwise I don't think I ever would, and then it would just be a total waste of money for me, which I obviously don't want because that would be tragic. And all the items in that pack are really nice. It's just that I don't ever really feel comfortable using that type of stuff very often, so I just wanted to try it out and see what I could do. And yeah, that is basically what the goal of this build was. And then also, By the way, those curtains that I use, they're from City Living. I never use them, and they have such nice swatches, and every time I do use them, I'm just like, geez, I need to be using these so often, like they're so beautiful. But also they are, like I said, they do tend to be on the more modern side, so you can't necessarily apply them to every type of house, but it's still nice to use them sometimes, you know. And then I also use the mosquito wallpaper back here, which I think is really nice. I like to do that in modern builds because there's, you know, it's a decent amount of modern artwork in the game, but also I feel like you can't combine a lot of it necessarily because it kind of just gets really overwhelming in terms of like all of the different colors and patterns coming together. So having a wallpaper is actually really helpful for that, because if you have a wallpaper that you put, you know, on all the walls that tend to like look sort of empty or like they need something to liven them up, you put a wallpaper on all of those and it acts as a common thread to tie the entire build together. But yeah, that was the dining area, and do actually go back at the end of the build and change the black chairs that currently I have there, which are from bowling stuff, and I think they're really nice chairs. I'm just not so sure that they fit there, but yeah, that's that. And then we moved to the living room here, and I used this bookcase from City Living. I know I've seen someone do this, and it's like a high profile builder too, but I don't remember who it is right now, but yeah. I always think that these bookcases, this bookcase from City Living makes a really nice TV stand just because of the shape of it. I don't know if that's what they like originally intended it for, but if they did, good on them, because it was a really good plan, because it just, I don't know, it fits a TV so nicely in the little crevice, and then there's all these spots where you can put stuff on. I think it's really cute, and so I like that a lot. Then I was just putting some plants around everywhere. I do change the couches to black right now. I changed them back to white off camera because I just think they look better that way, but like, honestly, I don't know, they could be black too. It's just, I felt like there's a lot of darkness in this house with like the black sofas and then the black chairs and everything, and I didn't really want that. Like that, it made me feel like this was more of a young space, which wasn't necessarily what I wanted. Like, I definitely wanted there to be like creative, sort of young-minded people living here, but you know, I don't know if I'm really describing it well, but it just didn't really give off the energy that I wanted it to have. And then also, I've used these rolling carts that I put next to the couch there so many times in this build. Actually, not so many times, but like several times in this build. And I always forget that they exist, and then I use them, and I'm like, oh my god, they're so cute, because they're so adorable. They're like half the size of a normal end table, and so they're really convenient to use in like places where you don't really have enough space to put a full-on end table, but they're so cute. And they look so nice, and you can just like put a little plant on top of them or something, and it fills up the space really nicely. And I don't know, I think they have a certain pizzazz about them. Like, they look like something that you could buy at IKEA, and I'm 10 out of 10 a fan of that. So I used that there, and then also right here, I just went on the entryway really fast, and I put some stuff everywhere. That's nice. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. And by the way, whenever you see me putting like a little picture of a pear or something, I put that picture around several places here. I'm basically just using it as a placeholder for like putting your own pictures into the apartment if you decide you want to download this and play in it, because if you missed it with the new mosquito stuff, with the update that came with that pack, you can now drag pictures onto surfaces. So like you could put a little picture where I currently have the pear picture, and it would look adorable and fabulous, and you could have a picture of your family or the environment or something just gorgeous. And I'm a big fan of that update, in case you hadn't noticed. I don't play that often, so I don't know how much I'm going to get to use it, but just like knowing that I have the option there is nice. And I did use it in my last build, I think. Yeah, it was my last build, because there's the farmhouse build for the Munch family, and I had these cute little pictures of Lucas Munch, and he was with a thumbs up in his little suspender outfit, and it was so cute. So that was really fun. Yeah, but I definitely recommend that you do that, especially if you're looking for like personalized clutter for a Sims house, because that is such an easy way to do it, and it looks so cute. But anyway, right now we're working on the first kid's bedroom. So like I said, I did want this to be for a family. So basically, this is a teenage girl. Don't get mad at me for stereotyping or anything, but basically the entire premise for this room was Visco Girl. And listen, okay, so if you're unfamiliar with the Visco Girl thing, I guess I'll explain it to you here. Basically, there's currently a bit of a trend going on called the VSCO girl trend, I guess, and it's kind of wild, to be honest. I don't really understand it, but I'm never really on board with the teenage trends fully. But basically, it's like these girls, and like, I don't know, there's just a lot of things that really mark them as VSCO girls, I guess. If you don't know, VSCO is a photo editing app. Actually, very nice photo editing app, and it's free, and you can do a lot of stuff on it, but I feel like it's kind of getting a bad rep now because of these people. Not that they're bad people necessarily, because I don't want to say that either. I don't know, I'm digging myself a hole here. But yeah, they frequently wear like baggy t-shirts and stuff, a lot of the scrunchies, and a lot of them also are really into photography, so I was kind of imagining that this girl is too. So she does have a camera on her another one of those rolling end tables, because I just think they're so cute. Which also kind of makes sense, because I feel like growing up in like the arts quarter, a really artsy place, you know, where everybody is pretty creative, or not everybody, but a lot of people are really creative, I feel like it would definitely make sense. And especially, I imagine that her parents, well, basically the idea that I had for their parents is that they would be, well, both of them would probably be creative, but I was thinking one of them was a writer, or like an author as their full-time occupation, and then the other one was really into music, maybe guitar and songwriting, I thought, but they also have a business job, which is like their full-time job, and then they do music on the side, because obviously that can't really, like, that's pretty realistic. You can't necessarily earn a steady living from that, unfortunately, because it's sad to think that you can't earn a living from your passions all the time, but, you know, that's just the way of the world, I suppose. But that was kind of the idea I had, so I definitely thought that having two, like, really creative parents, it would kind of make sense for you to be into some kind of creative outlet, which for this girl I think is photography. But yeah, I did just, it's pretty similar to the Tumblr type of color scheme in that room. You know, the Tumblr epidemic, it's basically that, but it's 2019 now. I don't know, I can't try to explain the VSCO girl trend, and I don't want to really. So I'm done with that now. Now we're in the kids' bedroom, and this one is for two twins. Don't really care about the gender or anything, but the personalities I thought that one of them was like a book nerd, or a bookworm, I suppose would be the actual trait. And I wanted them to be like into Harry Potter, or Henry Puffer is technically the one in the game. I didn't do much to like symbolize that in the room, except there is a Henry Puffer poster, because obviously there's not like a ton of merchandise. If you've seen, I'm sure you've all seen it by now, but there was that fan-made stuff pack called the Henry Puffer stuff pack. I don't use CC in my game, especially not build CC, but like, man, if you had that and you happen to download this apartment, please like deck this room out with paraphernalia from that, because my heart would be so completed. And that pack is like good quality. I would actually, like, honestly, I would download that over like regular packs, but I've talked about this before, but my game gets ridiculously slow whenever I have CC in it, unless it's an absolutely minimal amount. That's why, like, I can have MC Command Center and the red shelf. Besides that, and there's a mod I have that makes you be able to like go into tab in build mode. Besides that, there's like, I can't have any CC in my game or it'll go crazy. And I'm kind of, honestly, I think I have to uninstall some of my packs that I have, because I do have all the packs and my game is like slowing down. And because I don't play on like a high-grade computer or anything, I play on a laptop, so I'm kind of like in my head trying to figure out which packs I can eliminate safely from like what I want to have. The thing is, like, every pack has one thing. I know this sounds so ridiculous and petty, especially because tons of people play without all the packs, and like, I totally respect it before that. I get that, like, I did that for a very long time, but like, there's always certain items from each pack that I don't, like, I struggle to imagine myself not having, but, you know, there are definitely some I could live without, like, spooky day stuff, no thank you, but I still do use some stuff from that one, but I could definitely replace it with things from other packs pretty easily. So yeah, that's just the struggle with that, is that like I have a save file in the making right now, not for anybody else, just for me, but like if I were to totally get rid of a pack, all of the things that I used from that pack, I would have to go through and find them and replace them with something else. So that would be kind of annoying, but you know, I could live, obviously. But anyway, this is now we're on to the parents' bedroom. So if I had to choose a bedroom in the house, in this apartment to live in myself, it would 10 out of 10 be the parents' bedroom. like I said, I imagine that both of them are really creative people, and also you probably tell based on the entire apartment, but I definitely think both of them really like brighter colors, and they're just really into having like a positive sort of open feeling and really bright and inspiring space. So that is kind of what I wanted to emanate in their room as well. And also I did do this thing with the bookcase as like a headboard. I mean, it doesn't obviously look exactly like it acts as a headboard, but I thought it was just cool to put it behind the bed, because otherwise the bed is, first of all, pretty boring, and also there's no windows in this room, like none, which also is kind of counterintuitive because, like I said, they're really creative people, so I feel like they might be really into like having the light streaming in all the time, but you know, what can you do? It's a floor plan, it's the apartment, you can't change the windows, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so I just wanted to fill up space there, and I thought having a bookcase covering that entire wall would be a really good way to do that. And also I think it looks really cool, and I know a lot of beds actually. I've seen a lot of beds in real life that have a similar thing to that, like a headboard where you have storage above it, and I always think it's really cool, but we don't have any of those in The Sims because they don't really go beyond their realm of like regular old boring stuff in The Sims sometimes, so that's an unfortunate thing. I wish they would branch out a little more, but you know, not to go on a rant about the game because that never ends well for me, especially not when it's late at night. So yeah, that's pretty much that. But then I do have, I thought a higher grade computer here was probably necessary because, you know, I imagine if you're writing something, you probably want to have a good quality computer to do it on, because obviously people write on, or Sims write on computers in the game, and there's not really another way to write besides in the little journal, but that doesn't really count for your writing skill, I don't believe. Also, speaking of the journals, by the way, those are such a cute object. The journals from Parenthood, if you don't know what I'm talking about, those are so nice, and like, I just love them. I wish I did gameplay sometimes. That's like one of the times I wish I did more gameplay, whenever I put a journal down in a build, because I'm always like, that would be so cute to have my Sim just sitting there putting, you know, writing. But anyway, I'm just putting stuff on the shelf here. I always like to do that, have a shelf above a desk, because I feel like it makes a workspace feel, you know, more lively. But yeah, just a few succulents, a snake plant. I love snake plants, man. They're so cute. I have a snake plant. Its name is Old Sluggy. It's named after Slughorn from Harry Potter. Don't judge me. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I was delirious one night when I got it. We went to the snake plant store. That's not obviously what it is. But we went to a store that sells snake plants. It was really late at night. I got a cute pot for a snake plant, and then I bought the snake plant, and then it's really cute. It sits by my window now. Yeah, Old Sluggy. Shout out, man. I'm gonna stop talking now. Okay, but anyway, we're pretty much coming to the end of the build here, so thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you liked this apartment. If you did and you want to play in it, you can download it. It will be available for download on the Sims 4 gallery as soon as I remember to put it up, which will be decently soon. And my origin ID is in the description, and then if you like this video and you want to see more, you can subscribe and turn on notifications, and if you want to let me know that you enjoyed the video, you can like and comment. And yeah, I appreciate so much that you watched this. Thank you, and bye!